What's up, everybody?
Hey, is that a new intro?
Huh?
Is that a new intro? Am I the only one that heard that?
I'm playing with the music on this thing. I'm probably gonna keep it.
I like it.
I'm probably gonna keep it. That makes the editing a lot easier.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Imagine that. Life being a little easier.
You know, because I'm lazy. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome back to lunch at the Unfriendly Black Hotties table. I am your Cicero through a Paradise Lost, the artist formerly known as Trisha Cheek. Summer, hello. It's been a minute.
I know. It's good to be back. I don't know where I've been, but I'm here.
Life be life, and babe. You know what I'm saying?
Hard. That is very true.
Lips, good to hear from you.
Annyeong.
Regina, what's good?
Hey, what's good? I'm here.
Doctor.
Hello.
Hello, guys. Dare I say this might be our spiciest topic yet.
Ooh.
And we've been wanting to do this episode for a really long time. And before we get into the episode, I do want to say we're probably going to post this before Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you guys.
Thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you, babes.
Thankful
This has been a fun season so far, and thankful that you guys actually are
participating and having fun with it. It's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for
thank you for the friendships, bitches.
Woo!
But yeah, this is probably gonna be our spiciest episode yet. It is thusly entitled "Taylor Swift is not every woman."
She sure ain't.
She's not. We're starting off with the latest bland offering from the pop culture billionaire, and pivot to the larger discussions of the systemic protections afforded to white women in pop culture, specifically in music, but also books and audio erotica and porn. I think something that if we've been creating it, we've had experiences with that. The main question is this: why does Taylor get to be every woman and occupy the cultural center, while Black artists who are her true competitors are marginalized? It's about more than just personal taste. It's about the mechanics of genre, charting, and white culture gatekeeping. And, we're going to talk about, how, race records, it's a historical thing. I think a lot of things that we've brought up, like talking about Beyonce and country music, what the Grammys are doing this year, those nominations were recently released in the last week. And missing cultural keys and why so many fans of romance and stuff really do subscribe to the kind of Taylor Swift aesthetic, and is that even desirable or attainable, and why is it set up on a pedestal? Yeah. So where you guys want to start?
I would like to start with, why is it taking people so long to recognize that everything in the U.S. is centered around racism?
It's really exhausting at this point.
It really is. And the more they push back against this, it's not like we're just making this stuff up. And that's why the artists like Taylor Swift, quote unquote, get away with it. They don't really get away with it, but they have enough of a fan base that will fight tooth and nail to defend their foolishness, because nobody wants to admit that this is all built on racism. By the way, on stolen land. Let's just put that out there for fun.
Yeah.
Speak on it. I think that they don't want to turn the mirror back on themselves, because if they critique Taylor Swift, then they have to critique something about themselves, which is that, we all have things to unpack. We grow up, we're living in a white supremacist, patriarchal, misogynist society. And so that is obviously going to influence all of us. But for some reason, Taylor Swift's fans don't want to grapple with those things because then they have to look in the mirror and they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
One thing I'm finding out, seeing and what I've seen, and we've talked about this in our group chat, since the release of her latest Bland Offering. What did I write? Bland Offering? That was a good bar. Bland Offering. Yeah, I'm going to put that on t-shirts. One thing that I am seeing now that is not striking me as far as the racism part, that has been a second line. I think people are finally fed up with the consumerism and the business of Taylor Swift. And they'd rather attack that than attack the racism because she's already got, why do you want more of our money is the first thing I hear. And then I hear the breakdown of her chat GPT ass lyrics.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean,
kind.
No substance.
No.
One thing I really appreciate about artists in any forum, whether they're like authors or musicians or anything like that, is their ability to grow. Make progressive growth and see that they are growing within their artwork. She was singing the same goddamn songs from the guitar to synth since she was 16. And it's old.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why is because we as a society, not we as you know what I mean, but we infantilize.
That's right. You said it exactly.
Excellent word, darling. Yes, perfect.
It's a wonderful word.
Damn, what you doing your SAT, babe? That's a good word. That's a college word. It's a college prep word. We'll define it for people.
You went to college.
Yeah, you got a degree somewhere.
I got the debt to prove it.
Yeah.
And speaking of debt, literally.
No.
Yeah, even though the white fan base is feeling what's going on economically, and that goes right back to the consumerism. What you're saying, everybody is struggling. So that you waste my time, you waste my dime. I'm not entertaining it.
And I tried to stay out of white people's business, but I'm not gonna lie. That's been my favorite part of the Clock app is hearing the white T-Tays go on and on about how lackluster that album is. I'll never listen to a single track.
And seeing every single black person be just, I told you so. We've been telling y'all.
Yeah,
we got that one video of the girl with the sister with the guitar.
Yes.
That's the best part of that whole.
When she hit the fray, I snorted so loud.
I portal so loud, Jack fell off the bed. My dog Jackson. He was. I gotta find that to put that in the blog. By the way,
it was incredible. What's her name? Chick with the flick, or I forget her name.
Weird chick with it's something like that.
Yeah, she writes a lot of songs, and that one I listened to it for almost 30 minutes the first day I heard it. It was
an hour long. It was a 2-disc. It was a 2-disc.
It's about to go gold in this house.
yeah, it's already gone triple platinum. It's exactly like Millennium by the Backstreet Boys. Infantilize is a verb, by the way, to treat someone as a child or in a way which denies their maturity in age or experience. That's from Oxford Language Dictionary. For those who
I feel like that we saw that from the time from the Kanye incident all the way to now. Every single moment, that she played victim for one reason or another. It was, well, she's just
and if you've seen her in interviews, when she knows when to turn it on.
Oh yeah.
So it's like when people say that they're just now seeing it, it's like, no, she's made it a multi-million-dollar business.
Yeah.
She's made money off this. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. The one compliment I'll give that woman is she's smart. She knows what she is doing. That's why she has not changed her look, her sound, because she knows for people she's going to be frozen in time. They're going to think of that 16-year-old girl because she still dresses, she still sings, she still writes like that 16-year-old girl. And so it's easy for people to look at her and see other people as the bullies and her as the victim.
I can't imagine a worse fate to be quite honest with you. I would feel sorry for her if this didn't stem from so many other problematic things. Like to be frozen in that particular point in time when me and her are basically the same age is I'd rather be a creative Black woman that fails than a creative Black woman that succeeds. And I feel
hallelujah.
She chose, her team groomed her and got her together to give them this never-ending product. And I would almost feel bad for her.
But the sad thing, you don't have that luxury.
Yeah, we don't.
We talked about that in a previous episode. I was going to bring up. I'll link also into this blog about how we are forced to, as Black women or women of color and women of color, we're forced to mature very early on. We talked about that when Theo was on. Shout out to Theo. But how we're kind of made to get grown fast or not act too grown only because of only because the build of our bodies is the only reason why most of the time. Predators and whatnot. But what's very interesting is that, when you talk about predators and things and people who would infantilize and like that kind of younger girl look, I was watching a video. Tim Tebow, former Florida quarterback, was on, I think he was on one of those like barbershop podcasts. He was on a podcast with some former NBA players, like some good ones. This is a good podcast. I think he was on the Pivot or something with Ryan Clark. And he was talking about how he just had a daughter, cute little baby. And he was talking about how children should be protected because the number one offender are usually a family member, but they're always a middle-aged, educated white man, and that's who needs to be stopped.
Yes. I saw that make the rounds on Instagram, and I was like, finally.
Yeah. So, old Bible-thumping Timmy Tebow is speaking some truth here. Yeah. So, and it's those men that make Taylor Swift models, that make them billionaires. They're the ones kind of, it's always very much a Lolita type of scenario. Very much a don't stand too close to me by the police. Creepy, weird, caged bird type things. And she's not I've never seen a billionaire caged bird.
Never. She's about as free.
Doll.
She's as free could get.
She's free. She's had more boyfriends than I have.
She's pretty grown, that's for sure.
How you gonna have a song about wood and we've seen all your boyfriends marry somebody Black? Almost all your exes marry somebody Black.
Hey, some people got exes in Texas. She got exes with Black women.
That might be her type. That could very well be her type. Let me tell you now that you know
I can't have you, so I hate you.
Yeah, basically.
Her type is people that level up.
Like that song, Opalite. I'm mad I know the name of the song, but then when she released that necklace to go with it, and they were saying that was like a neo-Nazi symbol.
What?
Yeah, so
the lightning bolt looked like the SS symbol.
Yeah.
I love that though. Keep making jewelry so we can point out the people out in the world that are foolish enough to support you and buy this stuff, so we know, okay, this is not a safe person.
That's right up there with the bracelets they were trying to make. You remember that time they were making bracelets the
blue bracelets.
Yeah.
When I saw that shit, I immediately started a group chat. I said, "Do not," and I repeat, "Do not engage in this blue bracelet nonsense because I will unfriend you."
Nah, dog. I want to throw
I had
blue evil eyes at
my type whites on that one because there was no way.
I also think it's worth noting that opalite is a synthetic man-made glass and not a true gemstone, while onyx is.
Metaphor. Ooh.
So I think the reason I also know that I hate that I know the name of this song, Summer, is that those are some of the lyrics that were coming out during this whole debacle of her last effort of cellular trash. God damn bars.
You just coming with the zingers. I live.
Summer got me excited in the prep for this. She's like, I can't wait. So I've been thinking of zingers. Is that the comparison between, it's obviously talking about, oh, I got this man, he gives me dick. His ex-girlfriend didn't do this shit. It was always about her and her selfies and shit. You know, she's dark, I'm light. She's dark, I'm white.
Mm-hmm.
She's honest, I'm opalite. This is bullshit. I mean, I would not want to take a very rare and precious gemstone out the fucking ground as if Africa ain't already the cradle of motherfucking civilization.
How the fuck is this not racist? How the fuck is this not racist?
And compared to not only something translucent and clear, but fake, synthetic, man-made. People
are arguing with their whole chest that this is not racist, and there's shit like this that is plain as day confirming.
And that's why I love seeing the whites get active over on the Clock app about it, because they've been checking people left and right about it. They're like, you can't say that this isn't like stemming from racism. You can't say it's not a dog whistle, because it is.
Where was this energy on election day, though?
Yeah. Where was that energy? That is very true.
Because black women don't handle it. It's fine.
If you want to think about the song,
we don't have the numbers to be out here running amok. And look at how they've been the last 8 months. We basically got penalized for voting against that man. And I use the term man loosely.
Orange diaper rash.
Look, we voted for who we voted for, and then he got elected, and next thing you know, 400,000 black women were unemployed. Yeah, y'all can't tell me that wasn't strategic.
I think the reason this one flopped so badly, and if you want to think about the song Opalite in a different way, is she literally kind of exposed herself. Because, like you said, Opalite is a fake material. Mm-hmm. She basically is, to me, what I'm getting from it is she's literally telling her friends, I can sell you whatever I want. I can literally give you whatever I want. You want escapism, I got it for you. You've been escaping for the last 25 years into this. And I have been feeding you for the last 25 years. And now I got the man, I got the ring, I got this, I got that. I'm a billionaire. I don't need you, because either way, the engine will keep going. So I don't think she is as smart as everyone thinks she is, but she knows that she can't not feed the machine. And her team is just like, well, they'll keep buying it. They're good.
I feel like
keep buying the same 16-year-old writing. They think that you're a genius. We told you that you were. We told you that you're the best writer of this generation. False.
Who said that?
Exactly. And I'm like, they fed her into this thing, and she's just like, I can't get off. Even if she decided to, in her next whatever foray of whatever era she goes into, decides to mature, it'll be because, she's married now, so therefore that's why she matured. And it won't be a route of like a Hayley Williams or an Adele or even Lady Gaga. Because Lady Gaga took her whole 5'2" era, and she was making sort of slightly folksy Joni Mitchell music. And Adele was like, I wait 6 years between albums to figure out life, to live life, to have something to show you. But Taylor is like, oh no, there's no life being lived here. And I have to wait for someone to step into my world to make them the bad guy for me to make something for you to relate to as the girl still stuck in her high school yearbook.
Again, I would feel bad for her, but I can't. Because that just sounds like a tragic life. She sounds like a dying Venus flytrap.
But it fits the model of pop music, though, because it's very digestible and easy to absorb.
And there's a lot of competition these days. There's a lot of them pop girlies out there.
And nowadays with indie artists, all we waiting on is to go viral. With a good team, she would have some hot competition.
But you know something about Oh, wait, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, Doc Dubs, she brought up how people say that she's the greatest songwriter of our generation. But it made me think about the literacy rates. And because every time I talk to a Swiftie, they're always telling me, like, no, it's the songwriting. And then you look at the lyrics, and then I realize why the literacy rates are so low. Because
you know what? That would fly with her international. You know what? I'm not playing devil's advocate. I swear I'm not. But that I could see that flying with her international audience. Okay, because English ain't their first language. But baby, if you a U.S. citizen and you out here saying that she's the best because of her song lyrics, I'm going to ask you to re-enroll. Not in high school, but like elementary school.
But this is where
they need free. They need education.
Yeah, they need to bring back Hooked on Phonics. These kids need it. They need to bring.
These are the children Bush and them left behind.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth? Listen,
Bush is going to pay for his crimes one of these days. Him and Donica Lewinsky, they need to both pay.
Donica Lewinsky, I'm done.
No. Hey, at least we got 30 minutes. At least we got 20 minutes in before we went off the rails.
You know what? That's a good start.
I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you guys.
We got to celebrate the small win. Donica Lewinsky. I wish I didn't know.
I gotta say allegedly so we don't get sued.
Yes, allegedly. Sprinkle, allegedly.
Yo, listen. I was telling Mama Cheeks that the other day. He was like, there are some things I want to know a lot of shit. That's some shit I never wanted to even have in my memory bank. Even if it ain't true.
That explains the pussy lips on the neck, though. Like,
yes. It explains so much without us even having to go look for it. So much becomes clear in just disgusting detail. But my disturbed ass wants to write about it. So what does that say about me?
Well, in my reading, and this is all again allegedly, the now currently dead pedophile who allegedly committed suicide brother, who was in the email exchange, said Bill Clinton was not the Bubba they were talking about. It does turn out maybe related that Ghislaine Maxwell also had a horse named Bubba.
Oh no!
Allegedly.
No!
You mean like a neigh horse? That kind of horse?
I need everyone to see horse impression.
It was the neigh for me.
No.
Mane. Hey, I got two.
Either way,
mane and tail.
But either way, he's not saying that it didn't happen. Just that the wrong person was included in the.
Correct.
That's what's getting me. So y'all out here repping.
Oh, Bill.
Oh no.
William Jefferson Clinton. Likes to get his dick sucked by, bankrupt motherfuckers from New York. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there are known knowns and there are known unknowns. You know what? You coming in here with the unknowns and the known, ma'am. And the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. That's all.
There you go. Now I want to go watch the episode again.
Yeah, it's a good episode of Boondocks. See, you guys. So you get me. You get me.
You're the sluttiest
you. Just not in the way that allegedly y'all current chief does. Not like that.
But you know what? This all really relates if you think about it, because there are people out here defending Orange Man the way that they defend Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah,
and he did share like AI videos leading up to the election of like Taylor Swift AI videos, like endorsing him and shit too. So and she was very much a very popular figure in the alt-right in those 4chan days.
Yes.
Did she dispute those videos at all?
Never. No.
She did. I think she did dispute them way after the fact.
Mm-hmm. After he said that mess about cat lady.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure she came out and said she was not endorsing him or something like that.
It happened way too late.
When she said, when he said whatever he said about cat ladies, and then she was like, something signed future cat lady, something like that. I don't remember what she said.
I do remember that. Yeah.
This is why when things happen, people have 24 hours to respond. Because it sounds like she did wait. She waited until it went through the proper channels to make her a little money. And then it was like, let me double dip and say something about this now so I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her silence is very Kim Kardashian like.
Oh god.
When it comes to shit like that.
There's another one I know way too much about that I did not know about. I asked for none of this information.
This is a good segue to like, you know, the missing cultural link and the blue-eyed soul, if you will. You know, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, Sam Smith. Summer and I were talking about Pink. She's another example of this.
Mm-hmm.
Even Kim Kardashian is a perfect example of people using Black people. In Kim Kardashian's case, or at least Black semen, but Black people and their things.
Well, okay, now we're talking about the
to get a leg up,
Black Pink, like Alicia Black Pink.
Yeah,
because I was about to say, because Pink,
that one's a little different. I wouldn't put her in this gamut because
that's what I was about to say.
She had to pay her dues.
Pink's first album is Candy.
And that's why I called her the original Black Pink.
No, there's no disputing that's a good album, but there's still
a good record.
There's still this tradition of white artists dipping and dabbling in Black culture to either get their star or to get their leg up.
She technically did it. Most Girls was originally written for Monica.
By Candy. And that's why I wasn't too quick to put her in the lineup. And also, Pink got me through college with some of those albums.
I mean, that's fine, but we got to call a spade a spade. We got to call a spade.
I want the record to stay.
Miley Cyrus.
No, I would like an asterisk by Pink's name.
Well, asterisk Pink, because I like Pink too.
And not just because I like her, but just because of the trajectory of her career. She has stood the test of time. She's always been an advocate. She's always been an ally.
She's like
I would just like an asterisk because I do understand what you're saying. Like as a vehicle, she was used. Her persona was heavily influenced by Black culture. I'm not arguing that.
Well,
I think we can put Pink with like Bobby Caldwell. Like they were decent about it.
Well, can I say something about Pink? So I love Pink as a child. You know, I had her albums, and then I was listening to 18 Wheeler recently, within like the past maybe couple months, and there's a line in that song. She says, "You can hang me like a slave, I'll go underground."
Yes.
And we never, we just let that slide. So Pink ain't all,
and that's why I want to ask you about her name, because that was on her sophomore album, which technically was her first attempt at writing her own music.
Was L.A. Reid still putting it out?
Yes.
And it was getting fact checked. L.A. Reid, let that go. Let that through.
L.A. Reid, I'm saying she's not completely innocent. We don't have to throw her away. But
asterisk,
we do have to examine it.
Yes.
And we have to confront it. I understand that.
But it's cool how she flips in the air while she's singing, does all the circus work while she's.
But she's got mad core work, dog.
Oh, absolutely.
And we've all taken a fuckboy husband back or boyfriend back. So I feel her on that.
Yeah.
I just think there is a lot of leeway that white artists get that Black artists do not get.
That is true, because if a Black artist had done that, I honestly, it's same. I understand what you're saying. If a Black artist had gone down that road, I'm looking hard at you, Life Johnson, with that foolishness. So I understand. Thank you for putting it to the floor, because I was ready to defend my sis. But yeah,
we love a hearty debate.
We look at it from like a music history standpoint, especially when you look at like what used to be called standards. So there's like a set of songs that literally everybody sang, but the writer never actually got credit for it. So you can think of like when Elvis sang Big Mama Thornton's song, she never got credit for that. When the Beatles and the Rolling Stones first started covering like Chuck Berry and Howlin' Wolf and all of those guys that they said that they admired, a whole bunch of them, their first couple albums were covers of those people's songs. And they spun it as like, oh, this is a resurgence for this music in the UK. So those artists eventually ended up getting to tour in the UK because people figured out that the songs were the standards of these artists. But what it did was it erased all of the Blackness it could. So, and this is my whole point is pop music is derived from Black music.
Yes.
Because when you look at like how those charts used to be formed and what they used to be called, the way that they would separate the two. And then once they realized these white children are listening to Black music, we have to get in on this. We have to make money off of this. But Black people cannot make money
we
off of
don't
this.
want to give them the recognition
They
that they
don't.
will need to propel past us.
Exactly.
Which
So
is how
what we'll
country
do,
music was taken from Black people anyway.
exactly, because
And
country western and country music are two different things. And then once they
Very
made
much
that
so.
this distinction, that became country music, folk music, Americana, and all these other little offshoots to say what it is that can be considered in these categories and what it is that Black people can do. And if you think about like Chloe and Halle, Coco Jones, Normani. Normani came out of a massive pop group, but when the group broke up, Camila Cabello makes pop, Normani makes R&B, even though Normani is a pop artist. Chloe and Halle make R&B, but Chloe and Halle also have soul roots, funk roots, R&B roots. They make pop music. They are literally as talented as Beyonce. Beyonce makes everything, but Beyonce is the one person that they allow to genre hop. No other girl, no other female R&B singer gets to do that.
And that's why I don't like the committees behind it who get to, like, why are you the people behind the curtain that get to decide what it is? It's like genres are a funny little concept. When you think about it, they're not funny at all. It's funny and it's sad at who is leading the charge on deciding what is a genre and who can play outside of whichever genre they originated in.
But it's yet another way for them to put us in boxes, for them to categorize, to put us into specific places, put us in our place in a way.
And I hate that. You can only don't use that word lightly, but I truly hate that.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that most, if not all, of popular genres in the U.S. stem from Black American tradition, and so it's like we lay the foundation for these genres, and then they say, "Oh, this is actually good. Let's take this.
We'll take that."
And so,
hey, love what you're doing. They just go, "Hey, love what you're doing. We're going to change a bunch of it and then erase you completely out of the picture."
And that's why I never understood how they could say that pop music was "quote unquote" white music, because the king of pop is who? And the king of pop was famous during when
say it again.
The civil, like Michael Jackson, he came up through the civil rights era, and so these are important when you have a king of pop who is from that time period. You can't look at pop music and not say that it is not Black music, because what is popular? Who defines what popular is? Black people do.
Yeah,
we've always been the standard. We've always been the culture.
But it just makes it so hard for us to be
the ones not profiting from it.
Right.
And the fact that so many are only asking for recognition is bonkers to me, because I want recognition and a check. Please stop playing with me.
Run me my check.
It's the same thing with audio erotica. It's the same thing with books. It's the same thing across all medias.
Yeah.
We set the standards. We are the culture, and y'all come in and y'all take all the money. And I'm done. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I think the pigeonholing that y'all have brought up it kind of goes along those times when there was very much a division in music, as Doc was bringing up, and that we talked about that, Big Mama Thorpe can write Hound Dog, Sister Rosetta Thorpe can be the godmother of country music well after rock and roll, well after they've erased her from it.
Yeah.
But it also brings about kind of how radio play was very significant in the pigeonholing and the demographic setting and genre naming. Not too long, they just stopped calling Black music urban on the Billboard charts. That's been a thing for 20 years maybe. Billboard's been around since the 50s, I want to say.
The
so
30s.
That's how you get it. Yeah, the 30s. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
So there's also how you kind of have a pigeonholing and siloing of people where some people have heard this music before. Black people had already heard Hound Dog before, and then here comes this white boy who they won't even shoot from the waist down on Ed Sullivan.
Right.
Because he's too titillating.
Mm-hmm. And I think this ties back to what we were talking about earlier. I think Regina was the one who said that, or no, it was Whips, about how it all stems from racism. And most people, white people, most in particular, don't want to name that. And they don't want to look at history, because I like to say American history is a book with multiple chapters, and those chapters you can't just end one chapter and go to the next, and it doesn't have any bearing. The previous chapters don't have bearing on the next chapter. All of what happens in American history ties together, but white people don't want to acknowledge that.
Yeah,
for one reason or another, and that's important when we're talking about music.
I think the pigeonholing can be called a much more familiar term, the segregation, right? The segregation of Billboard, like Doc mentioned, started in the 1930s. In the 1940s, a country radio DJ, a white man named Ralph Peer, who was also a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame, coined the term Harlem Hit Parade, quote unquote, and race records, which kind of helped separate if the artist was black or white. The shift to R&B music was driven by changing demographics and the realization of black music monetary value, not the authentic desire for inclusion. So at the end of the day, it's segregation for segregation's sake, which is, again, racism.
The white charts only got named pop charts after, because it was the Hit Parade and the Harlem Hit Parade. It was popular music and race records. And then once you realized people were just buying whatever, it became pop music and R&B. And again, we didn't name these categories. We never got a chance to be like, hey, this is what we call our music. Someone else called it that for us. So even when we move into this idea of Taylor Swift thinking she can do anything and be anything, one of her, I think it was called like Folklore or something, that one where she wore that stupid sweater. It was like the sweater was a part of the merch situation. I was like, it's a cardigan, you can make this, but whatever.
That tacky, itchy ass sweater. I want to cross stitch and just learn how to make one myself.
For that album Folklore, she was actually nominated in the folk category as well as the pop category.
Fucking garbage.
But that's how they
because folk is in the title.
Make themselves the
that's how that they can do that. They can put in a sprinkle of an element of an instrument, and this is the craft of her moving from country music into pop, which was probably what she intended to do from jump. But because she was 16 and in the mid 2000s, 2010s,
it was very Fergalicious back then.
Currently, this is not the space we want you to be in because you have no rhythm. Country music is where you're gonna go. So we're gonna send you over here first.
You see the parallel.
And then at some point, we're gonna find a way to make you shift you into pop. And unfortunately, that moment was when Kanye did what he did, and then Beyonce, being a gracious person, told her to come back up there and finish her speech.
And honestly, Beyonce had to do that because could you imagine if she hadn't? Oh, well, he got up there and said all those awful things to her. It was only fair that Beyonce gave her that moment back and let her.
That's another example of black women.
These too gracious should let her sit it out.
But even that's I feel like there's that.
She would have caught flack either way.
Yeah, that false equivalency of her career versus Beyonce's. You're talking about Beyonce starting at 12 in the 90s to Taylor starting at 16 in the 2000s, 2010s.
Yep.
With a leg up in Capitol.
But Beyonce the way had 15 years prior to her of working inside of a group and then going solo. The two timelines don't add up, so there's no equivalency there, but people like to do that because they are about 10 years apart.
Yeah, they like to.
But there is no.
But why was Beyonce unable to transition smoothly into country without that? You know what I mean? And she was so easily able to transition into pop. Like it was nothing. Everybody was like lauding it, praising it, thinking it was the best thing since sliced bread. And Beyonce transitioning into country was completely, they blackballed her in every way. It was
because Black people were supposed to stay in the boxes they put us in. We're not supposed to be able to move and shift. It doesn't matter if we created it; it's theirs now. That's how they look at it.
And that's how they made themselves the default. Once they realize that we have something that is gaining momentum, they immediately change it to where it's a more generic name, so that way they can go in and saturate it.
She was doing everything that every country artist did. And not to mention, she's as country as anybody.
She's hella country. She's country and cornbread, dog.
She has never made from that. Like
this thought just came to my head. I wonder if this is why, like, you think about when Taylor Swift came out. I wonder if this is why JoJo, who came out maybe 3 or 4 years before, was buried. I know she had a bad
justice for deal. JoJo.
I know she had a bad deal, but if you think about a white girl in R&B, more or less, because that was getting played on top 40 radio for pop and top 40 radio for when it was still urban, right? But she was getting mad play either way.
I think the interesting thing about
and 106 in Park, so it's very interesting. Like, did the record label bury her because she was too young and singing too soulfully?
I feel like they did do that to many other artists who started like super early. Like they're like, I think they did it to Usher as well. Like he was super young, talking all kind of stuff, and they were like, wait, actually,
that first album, wild.
Yeah. He was how old? Like he was very, very young. Saying all kind of mature stuff.
He was out here literally crooning and flirting with women twice his age on TV, on BET.
That's why his ex-wife like 50.
Yeah. Listen, Usher was out here swimming in it before he arrived, I'm sure.
Oh, he could still swim in it. I mean, I don't know.
He was swimming in it before he can drive. That much I can tell you, because the way he was out here making grown women blush back in the day.
T.I., but Usher. Better check that hoe, Mr. Dubois.
Yeah, I think with artists like JoJo and probably today, like Sabrina Carpenter, is they actually know what they want to sing.
Yeah.
They know exactly what they want to sound like, exactly what they want. And JoJo unfortunately had a bad deal, like a horrible,
she definitely had a bad deal.
Yeah. And which is why she ended up, and this is the crazy thing about JoJo, she had no access to those old songs, so when she went to re-record them, she had to go to YouTube to find her old music.
Golly.
So, and this is why people were like heralding Taylor Swift when that mess happened, when that person bought her catalog and her old label dissolved or whatever. I don't know the whole story behind that, but they were like
trying to jive or something. I forget.
I think it was like Underground Black Record or something like. I think it was something with Damon Dash, whatever record.
No, JoJo was signed to Aaliyah's uncle's label.
Yes, that's Damon Dash. She was dating Damon Dash at some point. I think that's why his name came up.
But for Taylor, she was signed to some other label in Nashville, and when they sold off their portion of the country business, which included a whole bunch of people's catalogs, not just hers, by the time she got to buy it back, this is how she managed to get all of those old records back into #1 positions, because she re-released what she called Taylor's version, which was the exact same song again. So it wasn't anything new in the production.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything new in production, which helped her catch up to an artist at the likes of Beyonce or even Adele, because this last album unfortunately surpassed Adele's like #1 record. So when we think about artists like JoJo didn't have that leverage. She didn't have that money. She didn't have that leeway. So she started acting, waiting for this to clear up. Taylor continue to put out mediocre after mediocre after mediocre, and because some people don't want to be confronted with anything beyond that, they don't want to grow with an artist, they are fine with the escapism of it, which is what happens with books and audio erotica, because it's just an escape to some people. I just don't want to think. I want to turn my brain off. I don't want to do anything too deeply, or why is it so much this and that. But then the moment you say something against it, it's well, you're not thinking deeply enough. You missed this point and this Easter egg and that Easter egg, and you're just like, you just told me it wasn't that deep. You just told me there was no substance here. You just told me to ignore all of that.
It's
and
only
when I
what they
did,
want to
and I
think
told you it
about
was
and pull
trash,
from it.
you were
It's
like,
very selective listening.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what makes me think that those that are Swifties, and not like a soft Swiftie, but like a hardcore, just listen to it, you'll love it, just listen to it, you'll love it kind, the friendship bracelets, the blue bracelet types, is that they don't want to think about anything.
Yeah, and they think that
Beyonce makes
everybody
them
feels the
think.
same way.
Sabrina Carpenter, strangely, makes them think. Olivia Rodrigo makes them think.
Mm-hmm.
There's artists that are in the same category as Taylor Swift that makes them think, and they don't want to do that.
Mm-mm.
But that's what gets me about all of this. It's like, maybe it's just me showing my age at some point, but why would you not want to think? Do you know how valuable a brain, a mind is a terrible thing to waste?
Amen.
That's true, but that's how white supremacy continues on, because it
They
makes
just
people not think.
desensitize you to everything. And like when people say it's not that deep, I want to scream, babe, it is that deep.
It is that
very
deep.
much
They
is
wouldn't
that
have
Everything
the
is that
that
deep.
they have. They wouldn't be pushing out and pumping out the product and the items and the consumerism the way that they do if it wasn't that deep.
But I think that's what Doc's trying to say. I think
Yeah.
it's easy for them to just kind of push it out of their heads and not think about it and not get deep with it, because I think it also goes back to the commercialism issue here. Just people they're just consuming, they're feeding the beast here. They're feeding the beast. And it's a quick, easy dopamine high, and it's the same, it's the white woman they deify. So like,
which is probably why this one hit so hard.
I just don't understand what they're escaping from.
It's the escapism that they can do for them.
Weaponized incompetence and functional illiteracy.
Willful ignorance is what it is.
Willful ignorance, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with audio erotica. Like, do you know how much work it takes to keep producing? And I hate saying it like this, but keep producing mediocre audio or lackluster books. Like you have to produce twice as much. And when you look at it that way, you're not giving quality work. Like, yeah, the sound is good, your growls sound decent, but like, where's the story? Where's the yearning?
But I think they don't have to do more than that. It's because mediocre sells.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Yeah. They can do
mediocre always buy.
Certain people will put out just the same way Taylor Swift will put out shit audio after shit audio, because they know that their little fans are gonna salivate.
They eat it up. Them to expect nothing less, and that's or to expect anything more. Really,
more. That's the thing. They don't want to. They're not thinking. The escapism is part of it. It's a huge part of it, and it's a huge part of what has them in the parasocial relationships. So they're going to continue to gobble up that quick, easy dopamine fix. Even if it's the worst VA ever, they're going to continue to do it.
And the reason I compared the blue bracelet gang to the Swifties is because it's been, I don't know, it's November. So it's been about 10 months of black women in particular resting and letting them handle all of it. It's been 10 months and they can't even handle that.
It's been 10 months where they've been judged by their character and their merit, and they are falling apart, crying, sliding down the walls, just
exactly. So they tried to
cracking at their Botox seams, if you will.
Yeah.
So they tried to co-opt the rest is resistance, joy is resistance efforts created again by Black women when this album came out, saying that, oh, we just need a moment of pause. We need, joy is resistance, rest is resistance. The thing is, your resistance and your joy, your rest and your joy have not been policed. You're never watched when you're happy. We are watched when we're happy. We are watched when we dance and we have a good time because we're not supposed to. However, that's not the case for y'all. So Them saying that joy is resistance, rest is resistance while listening to this album and then watching them crack when they listen to it and they're like, this is not age, quite frankly, age appropriate. You are 35 years old. We have grown up with you. We have grown up, but you somehow haven't. And then a lot of people spun around and were like, well, her music's for kids anyway. No, it's not.
No,
It's never been for kids.
Wood ain't
was it for kids?
I can't
why
wait
is
to
she
see
still
her in concert performing these songs.
So why
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that ironing board.
That sequin ironing board.
And Doc was talking about Sabrina Carpenter, like she brought up Sabrina Carpenter before, and I feel like it's so interesting the lengths that Taylor's level of white mediocrity will go to continue to stay relevant
with her
and deify herself and can remain at this certain point, because Sabrina Carpenter, while new, is speaking with depth, knowing exactly what she wants, knowing exactly what she wants to say, and giving the showgirl thing the way she's wanting to do it from the jump. She did not shift or switch. She's always been doing this, and so Taylor hopping on the showgirl, quote unquote, showgirl bandwagon by trying to basically bite that style and do this whole bullshit album. It's like, why you really have to reach like that? She really had to reach like that because she was seriously just doing the same shit over and over and over.
Her team, whoever was behind the concept of that album, The Life of a Showgirl, listen,
her dumbass was behind it.
I wanted her team, the Yes Men, whoever she had on that team that allowed this to make it into stores as a whole concept album. They deserve all the money, because ain't no way.
It's like I said before,
it went through so many channels and it kept getting approved. That's how she has power, because nobody stopped her once and said, hey, maybe you should reconsider this because it's really not part of your shtick. But
but all the girlies are like the pop stars are doing
this mediocre music for so long. Like, why would you go that route of a showgirl?
Right?
Like, do you not know what a showgirl is?
Because she can.
Unless it's starring Elizabeth Berkley, it's not about a showgirl to me.
Because she can. I think like it doesn't matter if it's her aesthetic, if it's her thing. She can be whatever thing she wants to be at any given time because she's a white woman. And white women are allowed to be anything they want to be.
What was Drew Barrymore's character in that movie? Never Been Kissed? She should have been a waitress or something. At least that would have been. At least that
again, the girl has had more boyfriends than I've had a lot of sex. She's had more boyfriends than I have.
Part of this whole thing is that it's still going to make so much and be at the top of whatever chart, whether it's good or horribly bad, which it is, because that's the media.
And I think that's what I'm struggling with, is I'm trying to somehow savage this and also align it with what she's been delivering consistently without losing any of my dignity, and I can't. And you're right. She would have made money regardless. That girl could have came out with an album cover.
It's also an affront
of Kmart, and she would have been fine.
And it's also an affront that she says Fall Out Boy is a inspiration for her lyrics. And I think that's
no.
She says she structures her songwriting. She grew up structuring her songwriting based on the first couple of Fall Out Boy records. First of all, bitch, how dare you?
I need her to never again.
No. You could never write.
Never.
This ain't a scene. It's a goddamn.
It's a tragedy, all right.
There's no way she thinks her pen compares to Pete Wentz and Patrick Stump. There's no way she thinks that her pen game relates to Pete Wentz and Patrick Stump.
No,
I swear it's in writing. It's in writing.
Pete Wentz is half black, right?
She said that with her whole.
Yeah, he's Jamaican.
Her whole arm chest. She said that.
Yeah, she said it with her whole goddamn flat chest.
I just.
Wow.
No. Yeah.
I need that kind of grand delusion. Right? I need that kind of grand delusion.
Maybe I have too many degrees, but I don't see it for her. I don't see it for her.
I need that grand delusion, though.
You know what? You know why we can't understand her is because Black women are the most educated group in America, and we see through the BS. We got too many degrees. If we were dumber,
Yeah,
maybe we would understand.
I think so. And I don't want to be dumber.
You in the soundboard.
Ma'am, I need to go look. You know what? I hate myself because I really want to go look up and see when she said this. Because how
that is offensive. That is
highly offensive and dare I say inappropriate.
Oh boy.
No, it's goddamn rude, is what it is.
It really
Stress.
is.
The blood pressure.
It's
not the blood pressure.
Sugar We're Going Down Swinging was my ringtone my entire senior year. That bitch is rude.
I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted.
Wow.
I think this is the most offended you guys have been on that.
Because
I'm offended by her whole existence.
Because we know the history of it all, but this kind of did surprise me. Like, babes, you're not okay.
Delusional.
Well, then now that explains a bit why she cozied up to Hayley Williams the way she did.
She did what now?
How she's been cozying up to Hayley Williams for like the last.
She better leave Hayley Williams alone.
She better leave Hayley Renee Williams alone.
Quit it.
I don't want
Hayley Renee Williams alone. Leave my girl alone.
She is
according
a viper.
to a 2019 interview with Rolling Stone, Swift said, quote, "I love Fall Out Boy so much." She said, quote, "Their songwriting really influenced me lyrically, maybe more than anyone else." Pete Wentz is probably, if I had to pick a favorite lyricist, it would be a tie between him and Lana Del Rey. This is when she was promoting Blank Space.
Yeah, I can understand her saying he's a good songwriter. Okay, I can give you that, but to go further than that is an absolute no.
I hate how this article is written.
Stay away from my
This isn't the first time she's shown her love for the emo band of the aughts. The aughts. Don't say shit like that. Cringe. All the way back to 2011, she covered Fall Out Boy's 2005 hit "Sugar We're Going Down" at a sold-out show in Chicago. Yeah, I hate that.
No, she did not. She did not.
Their quote of September.
I'm depressed.
I'm assuming everybody erased that cover of September from their minds. My bad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, we'll
I know where Jimmy Hoffa's body is, but I don't know what that. I don't know that.
Well,
wait, you know
Men in Black
where his body is?
From your mind.
Oh, okay. I would say, tell me.
They said it was under the Giants' end zone, but.
But here's the one thing I actually liked about the response to her cover of the song that will not be mentioned. The original songwriter who wrote it said it sounded like a drunk turtle under a tree.
What?
No, the rest of this quote is actually really funny. This sounds like some dumb shit she says. Like, their songwriting really influenced me lyrically, maybe more than anyone else. They take a phrase and they twist it. Quote, "Loaded God, complex, cock it and pull it." When I heard that, I was like, I'm dreaming, quote unquote.
You're dreaming of it could actually be a writer.
You're dreaming on how to steal it.
Yeah. She sounds like the girl that would get drunk and sing "Crush, Crush, Crush" at karaoke. And I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if she actually did cover that song one day.
That's actually a deep cut.
Please don't.
I could see her doing it.
That's a deep cut right there.
With her trying to hustle herself in position with near our good sis Hayley, I can see her doing it.
No, she's probably gonna cover something that the track they did for the Twilight soundtrack.
Oh God, I hope she does.
Fucking vampire.
You better not touch that song. I will.
Listen, I will, ma'am. Don't do it.
You know
what? You can have only exceptions, but don't touch it.
No, she cannot. No, she cannot.
You can't speak for yourself.
No, she cannot.
Well, just leave their whole collection alone. There you go.
She better go to church and pray for some talent. I can tell you that. That's what she needs to do.
Please, Hayley Williams too busy out here with Rico Nasty and trying to get SZA to do a song with her. She ain't paying nobody no attention.
Absolutely not.
I'm so disgusted, y'all.
Friends.
That woman is delusional. She has a type of delusion that a lot of white women have, and I think that's why she's as popular as she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They see her themselves in her because she's delusional.
Yeah, and, Delulu can't be this Delulu.
I be today.
It has been for her. She's sitting on money I'll never make in this lifetime. So it has been for her.
Never.
But I said what I said. I'd rather be a creative Black woman that fails than to be in her position. Her life sounds really sad. When I sit down and think about it, no matter how you spin it, it sounds terrible. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want that for myself. I wouldn't want that for my worst enemy, to be quite honest.
Because I understand writer's block as a writer. I get it. That's terrible. But why do you need to get into why do you need to get into a relationship to write? Like why and break up? Why is that the thing?
Why the revolving door? Why the revolving door? It's just unnecessary.
Why
it reduces the credibility of it as well. I just don't understand. How can we find you credible at a certain point? If this is the formula.
And it's literally the same thing. How long has she been like an artist? Like how long has she been an artist for real? Like how long has she been in the industry?
And so, definitely since I've been out of high school. And
because the thing is, like after 5 years, this should have been dead in the water. Mm-hmm. But because she is a white woman, she has been able to revive this tragedy. For how long?
And because she's engaged now, is this more credible? Do we have to believe it more? Is it?
No. I think that can also like
because when he get on again, he gonna leave her for Black
Black girl.
I think
that's gonna be her next album. That's gonna be her next album.
This is a good segue. Why is there a double standard in the growth requirement? Like no growth is required for pop, but growth is required for R&B. I think Taylor's version of her pop goal was to a main mass appeal, often by adhering to familiar, accessible formulas. Obviously, they've worked to an absolute T, and her success is quite frankly measured in a sum of what everyone said here, measured in a sum of sameness and scale. When it comes to R&B artists, the genre is often held to a standard of innovation. You can think about D'Angelo, who we recently lost, and how he often said like he wasn't making an R&B record, he was making a Black record, but his music really spanned rock and classic and jazz and R&B. It had hip hop elements, so he could honestly, truthfully say that because we're the forebears of all those genres. So why is she? It always, I think it goes back to where we're circling back. Goes back to racism. At the end of the day, that white women are a very protected class. They know that. They feign ignorance, that kind of willful ignorance. That I think Whip said earlier, because that's absolutely true, and use it to their advantage. Like. It's I'm over it, but it's definitely a reflection of what's happened to a lot of us in like the audio erotica space. A handful of us has broken through, like, Rav's out here like Quinn Kennedy Ryan or some shit. I'm very proud of her. But the rest of it, she doesn't have to be the only one. No. You know what I mean? But a lot of others have been, a lot of other people have been, ran out of town and some shit.
I think it's a longevity thing. I think that from a record label standpoint, because I'm thinking about this since Monica and Brandy are on tour and Kelly Rowland's out there with them, and sometimes Jasmine Sullivan's there and sometimes Money Long is there. I think there's a longevity that fans and record labels see when they see a white artist. They can go for they've been propping up Britney Spears before the Britney Spears of today. They were propping her up for years. After she busted that knee, girl should not have been on stage, but they put whatever they needed to in her body to get her going. Put that girl out there like she was the Energizer Bunny and made her keep going and going and going. But when you look at an artist like Kelly Rowland, who is a phenomenal singer. Every time I see her cover Whitney Houston, I'm like, she should be bigger than what she is. Every time I see Brandy and Monica, I'm like, there's no reason their album should have stalled when they hit mid-2000s. There's no reason for that. they call Brandy the vocal Bible for a reason, and now they're on tour together, and a lot of people are questioning Brandy's vocal abilities, and I'm like, Brandy didn't call herself the vocal Bible. Whitney Houston did that. Mariah Carey did that. Literal vocal gymnasts did that. They told her, they praised her voice. They said she's a phenomenal singer and a writer. However, her career does not show that. The longevity in her work does not show that. If we look at Lettucey, if we look at Angie Stone, who unfortunately just passed away, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, like you've got these legendary R&B singers whose careers should have spanned decades, only spanned decades in one space, in one community. They have not been able to chart on any R&B chart since maybe 2013, 2014. So you're looking at someone like Sabrina Carpenter is going to chart for a really long time because she can bounce between genre if she wanted to, because she can entertain and because she can be funny and she can be on SNL and she can actually act, unlike Taylor. She can do multiple things at once and be phenomenal, like the artists of yesteryear in the 30s who could be on stage and acting movies and be on TV and make music at the same time. But the same is not applied to those that make quote unquote R&B music, those that make hip hop music. They're saying that hip hop is dead right now, and I'm like, it's not. It's just not commercial anymore. You sucked all the blood out of it. You've gotten everything out of it that you needed. So now it's no longer your number one, but it's still number one to someone else. So when you think about Taylor Swift, it's always going to be mediocre longevity because that's what she makes and that's what they sell.
It's so
Black
true.
artists don't do that.
Hearing you break it down so eloquently, it makes it even
her use. Yeah.
And like you said, Brandy, B-Rocka, brand new. Anybody out here talking about that woman can go to hell. Go straight to hell.
This week's playlist is going to be great.
Like, she is the vocal Bible for a reason because her sound. And honestly, that's the reason why they put us in these genres that they segregate us, because they know, like even Brandy back in the 99 to 2000s, she was chart topping everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, like you
said, very busy, very booked and busy.
Babe was booked and busy.
But if you listen to Aphrodisiac, not just Aphrodisiac, but
Full Moon.
The one after
Aphrodisiac. Aphrodisiac didn't get as much love, but it
did. And it didn't.
That was my album.
I love that track.
That's a record. So bad. Yeah. But she was tapping into pop in
a little
that album and the one after. 211.
Well, no, like she was
no, the one after is
the album. Yeah.
I forgot what the other one is after, but like she was tapping into pop a lot in the one after Aphrodisiac as well. And you know,
is that the one with
you would never see that. You wouldn't know, but we never got the chance to really appreciate the actual pop chops because
the duration between her albums. Like Brandy came from a time where it was okay to have like an album every 2 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she was always booked and busy, because she would be working on an album and she had her TV show, or she's working on an album, or she's shooting somewhere.
The album was called Human, by the way. Human.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had to, because there were songs on Human, including acapella, Something's Missing.
Was Right Here on Human?
I love that song. And I just feel like she tapped into so many different parts of what her voice could do. She tapped into so many different pop like elements. And I feel like that, you know, even on Full Moon.
Yeah. Full Moon is my favorite album by her. Hands down.
Full Moon is a pivotal album for me.
It really was.
But that's what Black artists have to do. They have to be excellent.
Yeah, we have to work twice as hard. Honestly, dare I say, we have to work thrice as hard.
Oh yeah,
to get a fraction of the success.
But
admiring these artists.
Because
Beyonce a fantastic example of like bending over backwards and doing a whole bunch of vocal gymnastics, doing a whole bunch of wonderful things with her voice and with what she could do in each genre, and getting, you know, absolutely no recognition for any of it. Like, and still being told you are R&B and you are only going to be R&B, and not having the permission to grow, not having the permission to branch out and try, you know, anything but what she's been doing.
I think that's going to be my villain story, because the fact that people out here comparing Taylor Swift and Beyonce is disturbing.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready. I was getting ready to say.
It is so disturbing to my spirit, because how dare you?
The only thing they have in common is that they're both rich. That's it.
And blonde. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
But Beyonce is a natural blonde. You can't tell me any differently.
She can be whatever the fuck she wants.
She can be.
Beyonce, goddamn.
But that's a Beyonce and Taylor Swift. It's a prime example of what we are dealing with and what we have been dealing with in the music industry since the dawn of time. Beyonce has been working. She has been working her butt off since she stepped into the music industry.
Listen, from Girls' Time to who she is now. She has been putting consistent timeless classics, and Taylor Swift has just been on this mediocre train.
But it's not even just that. She and for all the work she puts into it, like, yeah, she's a billionaire. We can't discount that. Yeah. But for all the work she puts into her music, her work is still getting compared to somebody as mediocre as Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift and her were not peers.
They're not the same.
Like,
Beyonce
one is a leader, the other is the peer.
Beyonce does not have a living peer at the moment.
Absolutely
she does not.
That's fair and accurate.
I'll give you that one. I can't argue it.
not putting out number one records right now. Maybe
over the last several decades at that.
Yeah, no.
When Michael Jackson, when Whitney Houston, when they passed away, nobody else. There was nobody else.
It was a rap.
And it will never
just Beyonce.
It will never not frustrate me that, you know, after watching the documentary about her tour, just seeing how even still at every turn, the way she continues to get questioned, the way she continues to get undermined by people who work for her.
That was so triggering.
It was heartbreaking, and it was triggering, and it really showed, like, it put a real big microscope on
and how comfortable they were doing it.
Oh, they were too comfortable with it.
I was ready to cuss. I was like, do you not know who you talking to?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said in my chair. That's what I said in that theater aloud.
So triggering.
I was like, this woman is 20-something plus years in the game, and you're telling her that she does not know what she's talking about her own damn show?
And to have her to have to Google something when she pays you how much
to do
that? To do your job? And now she's got to go behind you and do your job on top of managing all these other things, take care of her kids and choreography. If you don't get out my face.
But what on earth about this mayonnaise queen is being questioned? What is nothing of hers being questioned? Is nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Another anecdote that's very interesting
because she got away with this whole concept album.
The control of her control and her people's control of the narrative is very telling to me, because they were on the week the album came out, they were on Graham Norton. I love watching little Graham Norton clips. He's just a cute little sprite.
So fun.
And so she was also on the show with a couple actors, and Louis Capaldi was also on the show. So Graham Norton asked Louis Capaldi about, he's got an album coming out too. So Louis Capaldi was like, your producers told me I couldn't talk about my album. Mm-hmm. And then Graham Norton was like, who said that? And then Taylor Swift was like, yeah, who said that? Like, she didn't know. Bitch, you know that was Tree. Bitch, you know that was Tree. Who told their producers that they couldn't talk about nobody else's album but yours. Mm-hmm. He's actually, Louis Capaldi, he's Scottish. He's got Tourette's, I think. Mm-hmm. He's got a lovely little melodic voice, but he sells like really great, he makes really good music. He sells out shows. He sold out Glastonbury and shit. And so like he was like, yeah. He was like, okay, well, fuck it. I got an album coming out too. Mm-hmm. So he just like took it upon himself. But the control of the narrative to only have her center stage is very much a part of the propping up of white fragility.
White mediocrity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, white mediocrity. And you know, if she's not the center of attention, she would be upset about that.
Yeah.
She's like a damn Tinkerbell. She would just die.
No, don't do Tinkerbell like that.
No, yeah, don't do that.
You're like, don't do that.
Don't do Tinkerbell.
No,
that's what
we're
it
not.
feels
No,
like.
Tinkerbell slander. Tinkerbell actually has friends.
Oh, damn. Oh, Lord. Okay. All
right. Tinkerbell also has a purpose. I don't know what that lady's purpose is.
To make money for other white people. That is her purpose. She is a sentinel machine that is just to produce mediocre music at best for the drones and drones of listeners that she has accumulated over decades, apparently. That is her purpose.
Mm-hmm.
An AR executive needs another yacht, so they need her to keep pumping out.
Yeah. This is why I'm glad orcas be knocking them shits out the ocean. Or into the ocean, rather.
I love that for illicit.
But you know what? You know what I was just sitting here thinking? Taylor Swift's music is what we get when a white artist doesn't recognize the Black foundation that they are singing on. Like it just, that's why she sounds bad, because there's some good white artists out there, and they, you know, they when they talk about their inspiration, 9 times out of 10, half of that they're people they list, the artists that they list are going to be Black.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the music that we have today would not exist without Black people, and you can't get up there and sing on stage and make music and do all these things without having listened to and draw inspiration from Black artists. You just can't.
Like, you can whittle people's inspiration down to like, okay, who's your inspiration? Well, the Eagles might say it's the Beatles. Well, to the Beatles, it was all the Black soul blues music coming out of America. Right. So by the time you get back to like 4 generations of rock and roll, for example, that's exactly your point. They've already erased us because their inspiration is who made it whitewash. So that's also kind of that's more erasure that people don't want to address.
Yeah, and that's why I appreciate Hozier as an artist. I think
beautiful.
He does it right,
man. I'm gonna put him on the playlist too.
He has great hair.
And he's like 6'6".
He's fucking tall, bro. I just want to like
reminds me a little bit of.
Don't you have like visions of like putting his head on your chest and just stroking?
I've had visions of putting his head a lot of places, but chest, yeah, sure.
I wouldn't want to go there.
This reminds me a bit of about like Chloe and Halle when they split the group up to go do other things, and people realized that Chloe was producing, like literally producing the beats for their music, and not only was she producing, she was also co-writing with Halle. Not only was she doing that, she was playing the instruments with her sister. Not only was she doing that, but she was literally making her own backing tracks with her voice and layering it and layering it and layering it. You're talking about somebody that has an insane amount of talent, but can't seem to sell enough records or get the recognition, or people are just like, why is she doing her music this way and she should do it this way? And then she made a song called, I think it was called, no, I think it's called Boy Bye or something, and it sounded very like 2000s pop punky, and people were like, that's her lane, that's what she should make. But you realize when she makes that music, it's still going to be listed under the R&B category. It's not going to get into the pop punk category with Olivia Rodrigo. It's not going to get into the regular pop chart with everybody else. It's going to stay on the R&B side. And it's a little bit like, I used to like Rico Nasty. If Rico Nasty was not on Fueled by Raven as a label, Rico Nasty would be stuck under the alternative hip hop section, not under alt pop.
Do you know how many of us like have created such beautiful works of art that touch and tap into so many different lanes, and it's never going to be mainstream because we're pigeonholed? I mean, that is the most frustrating thing about watching the artists that I love just kind of like get pushed back and back and back and back, like in this industry in real time. Like you see the albums, you hear the full body of work, you see how they've branched out, you see all the hard work, you see the different producers they're working with, you see the different instruments they're trying to utilize to give it a little something different. And there is literally, it's heartbreaking to know that there will not be an audience for it, or enough of an audience. And then we have to talk about it like we have to talk about it as if they're deep cuts, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah, and it's even like if you, I think when Olivia Rodrigo's first album came out, and someone was asking her, like, T said, like, well, who were your inspirations when you ask an artist that? Olivia Rodrigo said a lot of her work is inspired by Taylor Swift. Why does Taylor Swift now have writing credits on Olivia Rodrigo's first album? There's no reason for her to have writing credits on her first album when she didn't say Taylor wrote this or Taylor inspired this or I took this lyric from a Taylor song. Taylor Swift has writing credits on Olivia Rodrigo's first album because she said she was an inspiration to her.
Oh.
Imagine if everybody, when they were asked back in the day, the Justin Timberlakes of the world, when they were asked, what's your favorite genre? And then they said Michael Jackson. And then Michael Jackson said, run me my check. Because Michael was all about his check.
Yep.
Michael bought the Beatles catalog out of spite.
Listen.
Michael tried to buy Tupac's catalog out of spite.
The king of pop was quite petty. That is very
very petty.
That's very true.
But imagine if Michael went to Justin Timberlake's label and went to Lou Pearlman and was like, "Hey, yo, he keeps saying my name.
Talk about a
some
disgusting cuck." Lou Pearlman, glad he's dead.
But exactly, but imagine if all of these artists from way back in the day were just like, "Hey, you said you were inspired by me. I would like some money, please."
More money, please.
Money, give me some more.
Whatever her legal team is doing, it's insane because there's most of the money she's garnered has been from her either threatening to sue or actually suing and winning someone.
And they act like she's such a girl's girl.
Oh,
that's what gets me.
No, she's basically
that term is up there. That term is rising up there with ally for me. I'm kind of done with the
everything.
And then did we talk about the every woman myth? Because I feel like that would go.
This is a great segue. Bless you.
That.
Perfect. Like this next question. The every woman myth. She's branded as relatable, but only with a very narrow, affluent, white, heteronormative take. Hotties, what's our take? Break down why Taylor Swift is not every woman. Exempli gratia, given her access to generational wealth, her systemic protection, her specific experiences that do not translate to the experiences of Black women and other marginalized groups, other women of color, other people of color, other artists or creators or performers of color.
Even to her own detriment when you think about it, because the fact that she produced an album called Life of a Showgirl, the way she's been, what was that beautiful word we heard earlier, infantilized, whereas Black women specifically.
Word of the day is
I'm gonna put that on the SpongeBob meme and say
it's great. But the fact that she's had the privilege of being infantilized, where we have never been afforded that luxury, you can't say you're for every woman, because automatically off rip you're not that relatable to Black women.
But it's not her saying that she is for every woman. It's her fans.
Her marketing team, aka her fans.
Swifties.
What are Swifties? Because none of them the Lulus. So I need to know what they're called.
But Swifties who are predominantly white, I do have a Black friend who was a Taylor Swift fan, but so I recognize that there are Taylor Swift fans. Yes, there are Black Swifties. There are Swifties of color. They're small in comparison to the white Swifties, but they exist. But
they're peppered in the crowd.
I'm gonna be quiet. I just learned something today.
But white people, they think that they are the default, and that all of us little Black and brown people, that we just exist for their to further their plots, and that they're the defaults. But they don't understand that Black women have a different experience. Not even just because this country is racist, but we're just we're just different.
They really have selective memory.
Yeah.
Oh, with authority.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. And that's why I think they get mad when we talk about how mediocre Taylor Swift is, because we're all supposed to be girls. We're all supposed to be, on the same team because we're all girls. But
when I feel safe in their company, then that'll be okay. Until then, nah, shawty.
It reminds me of when she had that girl gang aesthetic around the time when that stupid song Bad Blood. She had like the girl from Empire in the video and a whole bunch of other like black and brown and white actresses in it. Then Zendaya was in it for like a hot second and she was like, "No, I'm not down with this." So Zendaya split and then that whole aesthetic disappeared and then she jumped onto the drag queen aesthetic and she had Todrick Hall trotting him out everywhere she went and then that disappeared. She's literally trying on, and you all know I hate this word, marginalized identities for a moment and then letting them go.
Yeah, she
uses black people like handbags. Yeah,
she furthers herself up this ladder of, look, I'm being inclusive. Look, I like these people,
it's like when she
never.
Look, I'm with the gays now. Look,
it's like when she dragged Ice Spice out because she was dating what's his name from the 1975, who's a racist. She's like, no, not me. I'm not racist. Look, I'm bringing Ice Spice out. Like, it's so like the things that Taylor Swift does out in the open. She doesn't hide anything, but because her fans, don't know how to read, bless their hearts, but they can't see it.
No, they got left behind on purpose, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing.
You can't tell me that Taylor dating a man or being engaged to a man who's historically dated black women and then turning around to say in half of her songs, "I know I'm not his type." Well, no, the other girls ever. Like we're not.
I'm not a bad bitch.
We don't.
She capitalized on the fragility thing so much. Problem, just capitalized on it so hard.
And then had your fans literally in multiple women's comments and DMs saying, "Well, look who's got him now. Look who's got him now." And all of these women are just like, "Okay, well, we broke up like 10 years ago. We broke up 15 years ago. We broke up 5 years ago in the case of Kayla Nicole, way before. And he dated somebody else in between Kayla Nicole and her. So it's not like it was jumped from one to the other." So it's so strange that she then, because she has no man to talk about in this album, she's talking about his exes. They ain't got nothing to do with you though.
It's weird. It's just
you and they
weird. And that's the thing. You're supposed to be a girl's girl, but yet you can't see me write an album without mentioning a man.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the girl empowerment?
The male gaze,
and I'm loving it.
She don't know. She don't know anything about girl empowerment.
I'm taking time to figure out me and who I am. I could give you a jingle right now, 30 seconds in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what my favorite thing is? Watching white people drag other white people on threads, saying white women calling out other white women. And the things that I've been seeing lately is white women saying, like, hey, we don't know how to be in community with each other.
You really don't.
Yeah.
You don't know the definition of the word. Y'all don't know the definition.
Like it's us the holiday season. Y'all could be singing singles all the way. No more men. Ho ho ho. Y'all could do so much. Y'all could do so much this season.
So much.
Build community around that.
About that.
Mm-hmm.
And stay out black folks' business. For once, we want to be in y'all business on the sidelines.
No, I don't.
It's been very entertaining.
Yeah.
And I think it just sends them even more of a tizzy because we are all relaxing and resting and just every so often just taking a peek on the other side like, oh, they still at it. Oh, okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, what y'all
entertainment?
Basically, what y'all need from the store?
What y'all need? What y'all?
So how do y'all see these this kind of every woman ideal in other content? We see it. We're a bunch of very ferocious readers. A lot of us are. We see this a lot in our romance books.
Yeah,
We definitely heard it a lot in audio erotica. Like
It's
even thinking about a lot of the Instagram posts we see within the community, and I'm glad I'm back on the French now. Is that they'll put up carousels about these audios to Taylor Swift music. So it's definitely a theme that's woven through.
Let me just say, whenever I hear it, whenever I'm on my account, where I'm following, I don't follow VAs anymore because I'm done with all of that.
True.
But when I was in it, I kept my phone on silent because every post had to have a freaking Taylor Swift song. Like y'all, it was either that or what was that other group called?
Sleep Token.
Sleep Token. And don't get me wrong, I like a little bit of Sleep Token. I like a bit of
I want to like Sleep Token. I feel like I should.
I'm good.
You gotta do it separate and apart from this nonsense because it's
everything that have to be Taylor Swift. Like why are y'all's personalities built around Taylor Swift? And then it dawned on me. I mean, and I'm sure we all had this thought, like they want to be her. And they think that they are her.
And that's what, when they first started dating, every audio was a football and a singer audio, or the small town girl and the football player, or
even Nadia did one. So
I know.
Like I was like, okay, I'm good. But even in books, like if I see somebody, I love to add music to books. Y'all know that. So when I see somebody make a playlist and they're like, "Oh, this is the songs I was listening to while I was inspired to write this," and if I see
Taylor Swift, I skip that book. If I
see her song, I skip that book because I know that there's something about this. More than likely the FMC, which is sad because I don't want it to be the FMC. But there's something about the FMC's personality that's going to remind me of her, and I'm going to be like, I don't want to read this. I'm going to waste my money on the book, DNF it, and then have to sell it.
As my mom would say, it'll just be white nonsense, and so I skipped it.
But the answer I would give to Trisha's question is, the every woman that we see in like most of these spaces, it's palm colored, they blush, I'm thinking about the audio erotica specifically. They're given the ones who blush and the ones who like change colors when you smack their ass, and the ones who are easy to pick up and throw around and stuff like that. Like it's all one archetype that literally all kind of points directly to the Taylor Swift vision. And I think that's why it was so easy for everybody to jump on that bandwagon and start like immediately putting out football audios immediately when it was announced that they were a thing.
And I think, when they tailor it, tailor it.
You see what you did there.
Taylor's version.
I didn't mean to. It just worked.
You did it though.
But it's like, I don't know. It's just it annoys me because they act like that's the only way to be a woman. That's the only way to exist is that archetype, and it's not true. And then they get mad when we point it out. Which, why don't you understand at your big age? First of all, and this is an aside, why are you 40? And the audio was about the high school jock liking this girl, that wears cheerleader skirts. Like, why is this the thing that you were drooling over? You're 40 years old, man. Grow up. But
high school never ends for some people, and they would rather be stuck in the imaginary realm of what they wanted when they were in high school than confront the harsh reality of their existence. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And it's just like, we're not all like that. First of all, as we said earlier, Black women don't have the luxury of not growing up. We didn't have the luxury of being kids when we were kids. It's like, why can't y'all act your age at this point? Like,
and you've seen the parallels too between what is the term? Is it WAG? Is that what it's called?
Wife of gamers.
Is that okay? Is that what it is? Okay.
Wife of athletes and girlfriends.
Yeah.
You've seen that parallel, right? You see how that's just like blown up and become like the thing. And now there's a whole like aesthetic kind of aspirational lifestyle for the palm-colored folks because of the. I mean, and I think that she in particular is kind of like feeding into that as well with this whole, NFL season she's in. No pun intended. There's very much that vibe of like, we're gonna reach that level of like super wag and
that's super wag.
It just sounds so wrong.
The only super wag I want to see is Sierra.
Yeah,
she's great.
But
you see how that's still different
on the bench.
You see how that is. Do you see how that's still different though, Sierra? Like,
or even like the gymnast,
because it's
Simone Biles.
Yeah.
He's also married to a football player.
But you see how in their own way, these Black women that you're mentioning, they have done the damn thing. You know what I mean? It's not. There's no mediocrity at all about them. These women are powerful, individual one of ones. We're talking about who have shaped culture in their own unique ways. Right?
Sierra is basically the Janet Jackson of our generation.
What? And Simone Biles, like, come on! Nobody knew who that Dusty nigga she was. Nobody knew who she was with.
She didn't know who he was.
By the way, he's on a football team. Like nobody
out here thinking he's the prize. Boy, bye.
You just got them diamonds from the 2024 Olympics, nigga.
You know what?
Let's not forget that part.
He's the prize in the cereal box.
That's what he's.
If she thinks he's the prize, then I'm gonna let her think that. But that doesn't mean I have to co-sign that.
Absolutely not. So I mean, they are in no way feeding into that wag stereotype at all versus the queen wag herself, kind of trying to.
But this, to me, like we talked about earlier, how she likes to jump in between aesthetics. I think this is just a new. Her and Travis are not walking down the aisle. They're just not. She gonna break up with that man, and the next album is gonna be called Alimony. Or something, I don't know.
Acrimony.
So you're saying she's trying
prenuptial poetry, Dead Poet Society or some shit.
I should have said that close now.
You're saying she's trying him on the way she tried on the Blues?
Now he's draining my throat.
Why did I buy a house in Kansas City? In this bad economy, no one wants this big house. For all my good times.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be called Acrimony, and she's gonna do some basic instinct type shit where she's sitting in like a really swanky chair with a white dress on because she's got to wrap up that purity again real tight. So yeah, she's gonna do something like that. I can see it.
Look, I'm pulling out the splinters from your wood.
I'm done with you.
I'm so sorry.
And look, let me just make a PSA. If you are white and you hate listening to this episode because you're a Swiftie and you want to get into her comments mad, before you
know that we're laughing at you. First of all.
First of all, second of all, if you want to comment something slick, know that we can comment in kind. So think twice before you do it.
And we're also going to play this sound. We're also going to play this sound. Hold on. Booger.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
This guy stinks.
They want to have all this energy for people who don't like that woman, but they don't have that same energy when it's time to vote.
That part.
That's what I'm saying. Where was everybody?
That's all your brain allows. You've been fed mediocre garbage to the point where you're desensitized from anything real.
This is why this album spoke so heavily to those trad wives.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Trad wives because they heard it. They caught them dog whistles. They heard exactly what they needed to hear, and they was like, "Oh, Taylor Swift's one of us now." And I'm like,
that's what
go on and take us.
Doc, thank you, because that's the term I was looking for. I was like,
that's a good one.
Wag wasn't the only term; it was trad wives.
Trad wives.
I can't.
Another bad clock app aesthetic.
Yes,
that's running rampant.
And they're just, and I feel like she just, this is the aspirational look. That's what they were looking
I
for.
can't wait to see the other extreme of trad wives when they realize that they in fact do have a real job. And that
they're all gonna turn out like Ruby Frankie, crazy as fuck, and abusing their kids.
Oh, that lady.
Those tell-all books, boy, look at here.
Those kids are gonna have,
look at here.
At the rate that healthcare is in America, therapy's gonna be so high for these kids in 20 years. They're probably gonna be able to get it. They're just gonna be fucked up too.
They're gonna be doing OnlyFans just to therapy.
Just like they mamas.
Just like a revolving door. Jeez.
Look, OnlyFans is a legitimate business. They take too much off.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
How is her relentless push to fame, frame her as an every woman, actively erase actively erase everything else? I think we've touched on that a lot. Like erase the experiences of non-white women who have more complex and politically charged lives. Like we've all said, like it is that deep. People who can afford to say that it's not that deep aren't living in reality, at least not a reality that we face. Right. And that could definitely be something to be said. It was like, your experience is not going to be my experience. Our experiences are very varied. There's a lot of similarities to our experiences individually, but we all haven't had the same, verbatim experience. But when it comes to her being pinned as so relatable, just because she's got cats and likes to make cookies, I'm not necessarily sure how people can see that. It's got to be nothing but delusion, right? A desire to need it. It's also kind of that's why I always like it must be madness to be a fan of someone, because celebrity worship is, I can want someone to succeed. I don't have to like that motherfucker. I don't have to grovel at their feet. But celebrity worship also props up a lot of white fragility and white mediocrity, particularly in entertainment. Honestly, that's why. I mean, it's just really hard to navigate content these days. Like, that's why I like how I built my algorithm brick by brick. That's kind of why I like this part. Like, I can omit a lot of the things that I think don't really showcase things that I can relate to. But I'm still open to seeing those things, but I get to see what I want to see first. How do you guys navigate around the fuck shit? Like, I know Doc always talks about, this book was interesting. Let me make sure this author hasn't said anything fucked up first.
Yeah.
How do you guys navigate those spaces?
I block
those kind of ideas. Yeah. Your block hammer is strong, Summer.
The block hammer.
I block. You like a comment that was a little off color, I'm blocking you too. I block the daddy. I block the daddy, the mommy, the kids too. If they got a page, everybody get blocked. That's what I do.
You get a block, and you get a block.
Call me the Oprah blocking.
It's one thing I'm very good at is boundaries these days. The 30s have given me a whole new set of lenses on boundaries and what I allow in my space and what I allow to penetrate my energy, because I just don't have
penetrate.
I'm
sorry. I'm so sorry.
I know that was so not a good enough reason to put that word in there, but it's fine. I get it.
It wasn't me this time. I just want to say it wasn't the tizzle this time.
But I do the same thing as you, Trisha. I am the algorithm adjustment was very important. It was so I had to be like, okay, not this, not that, not that. The blocking, and one thing I'm very good at is walking the fuck away and being like, nope, dropping something like a hot rock and backing away. Like, very good at that. So,
it's also something I appreciate so much about the little community we've created is that we can just bring up like, hey, this looks interesting. Anybody heard about this? Anybody seen this? And you're like, oh yeah, they said some fucked up shit. Oh, when? And then we're on a 20-minute tangent. I think that's also a really about strong community, like community that you really invested in. Like, it's there to make you. One thing y'all definitely do for me is like y'all validate that I'm not crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That or at least I can talk something out, like talk myself off a crazy ledge if I am going a little off the rails. I think someone else brought up earlier that white women have said here recently that it's really hard for them to create community within themselves, and they definitely act out because of that. Mm-hmm. And that's how they kind of rally together. Is like, oh, let's find someone we can hate on together.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're done hating on that person, like, all right, well, I didn't really like you, so I'm gonna hate you now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a never-ending wave of toxicity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know somebody's probably going to listen to this and they're going to say, oh, well, you guys are doing the same thing. And it's like, no, we're not. We're heavily critiquing her without holding back.
Yeah. This is cultural realism.
Yes.
That if they, which I'm sure, I would love to see what I think is going to happen is someone's going to try and do this with another artist, and it's going to be terrible.
Because they don't understand the balance between the two.
The nuance.
No.
I mean,
there's so much.
Per usual, we've cited a lot of academia, a lot of research, a lot of articles and books for this conversation. All that will be on our Substack. You should definitely subscribe.
A lot of good content over there.
Yeah. A lot of good shit and hilarity is over there. All of our episodes, clips, the whole shebang bang. WBQC.substack.com.
I think what they fail to realize is that when you are a fan of somebody, the only way to be like, it's not that the only way you can be a fan is that all you have to say about that person is positive things. Like, you should be able to critique your fans. I critique Beyonce. Yeah. There was one time when I boycotted Beyonce, and I'm a hive member, and I'm not afraid to say that. I did boycott Beyonce when I was like 7 years old. But that's neither here nor there.
It counts, regardless of when it was. It still counts.
So I could critique Beyonce. Now I won't stand for people saying she can't sing or she's not talented. You can not like her music if you don't want to. That's fine. But don't come and lie in my face. But
I'll be the first one to say I'm not like a bee stan. I'm not like a beehive stan. But if somebody tries to come for the woman's professionalism, or cut off the knees every time. The way I defended Beyonce to several individuals over the past like 2 years is crazy for me not being a beehive stan.
And we just did that with Pink earlier in the episode. Like, I was going hard in the paint for my sis, but then I had to check myself, and I was like, "Wait, hold on." And
I think it's fair though. That's fair though. That's how
you have to have that critique. You don't have
because
nobody love without that little bit of
because we see what happens when people go unchecked.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And it's a Taylor Swift. That's what they become.
Yeah.
That's that.
When people go unchecked and become Taylor Swift.
It's literally impossible for me to stand anybody or anything because people are human, they're flawed. And I can't, like, Beyonce's a phenomenal person, fantastic talent. Kehlani's a phenomenal person, fantastic talent. Like, all these artists that we've spoken about today have phenomenal talent. That doesn't stop them from being human or having human moments where they mess up or do really well or fall off and flop or whatever the case. Like, what did they call Lady Gaga's art pop? They was calling her art flop for a minute, and I'm like, well, Dad, give the girl a moment to grow. But you see how Lady Gaga got that.
I love that record.
You see how you get that growth from Lady Gaga going from like, all right, maybe that didn't work out. What is it that I was doing that didn't feel authentic to the people that I was selling music to before? What can I do now? What is it that I want to do now? What is it that I want to say now? That's not the thing that you're getting from Taylor Swift. She's not human. And it's not because she's a billionaire now. She's always had money. Her family was already wealthy. What is it that she's not connecting to that made this one the one where people were like, oh, girl, this isn't it? What was it that she said or did in the rollout or the aftermath of it that made everybody go, you know what? Or enough people go, you know what? Maybe this is it for me on this Taylor Swift journey and train. What made them wake up? what was it that you said that made them realize there's no growth here? You told them that this was going to be your best album yet. You spent 2 years writing this on the road in the second half of this tour of yours, but you showed them nothing. You gave them exactly what they just saw. You didn't give them anything new.
I don't think she said or did anything.
This was a B-side to the last album she put out before it. So this could have just been a special addition to that one before.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be something new.
Right.
I don't think she said or did anything new. I think a lot of people who are critiquing her now had an opportunity to self-reflect after this last election. And I think there's some people that did a tinge of work. And they were, when this album came out, because they did that little bit of something, they were able to say, wait a minute, this woman is mediocre, and she is the epitome of everything that Black people have been saying was wrong for years.
Mm-hmm.
Better late than never.
Congratulations for doing the work, but
yeah,
bare minimum ain't it.
At least you tried.
All right, here's your participation cupcake.
They ain't even getting that. That cupcake is stale.
You're right. That's a big good. That's too much.
Yeah, that requires work on our end. We can't give them that. We'll give them a sticker.
No, we'll give them a little. We'll give them an 8x11.
That's what it'll be.
Give them an 8x11 certificate made in paint.
They can get the air they breathe when they step outside. That's all they can get. They ain't getting
wow. I like that. Yep. I gotta start writing this shit down. Is ultimately to kind of wrap things up, what is the solution to this continuing to just observe white shenanigans? Because we've already tried to tell them, so they're gonna have to learn on their own and continue to just self-destruct. We've tried to work with people. We've tried to be friendly. We tried to teach them. We tried to show them what real allyship is. They obviously can't do it because it's all very performative. They act like they're tap dancing or some shit. Is the solution to just let them implode?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's
we tried to play along, to get along. Like you said, we tried teaching them for free, by the way. In most cases, we gave them emotional and physical labor for free.
For the color of friendship, mind you. We had whole Disney Channel original movies about this. Them bitches did not watch The Color of Friendship.
The Color of Friendship.
It was right there.
They didn't watch Cadet Kelly. They didn't watch Xenon. They didn't watch none of the shit.
They've seen every Bring It On.
They didn't watch that racism episode of Raven.
All of it.
They missed it.
No, but the thing is, they didn't miss it. That's the thing. They watched it.
That's true.
They were like, "Oh, this is so. Look at this."
Johnny Tsunami. Rest in peace, Lee Thompson.
They look at our plight as entertainment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired. I'm just a baby.
I'm tired of this, grandpa.
Well, that's too damn bad.
Like it's. I think they watch these things. It don't matter how many books we say to read, no matter what movies we say to watch, they'll watch them, but they're not going to get anything back from it because of the literacy rates in this country, and it goes back to that.
I like how they're bringing up slavery. Bitch, it's the movie about slavery. Watch it.
Like
comprehension skills out here fighting for their lives.
For their lives.
They don't listen. On
there's
the
moths
just breathing heavy because don't nobody want them, and they just struggling to keep up.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It is really terrible. It's
terrible,
and that's why they're banning books. That's why they're not teaching our history or the breadth of American history in schools. Because and people are allowing this to happen, and the people who are finally saying something about it. And, it's a little bit too late now because, they could have 10, 15 years ago. Like, my thing is like, we've been white and black people in this country have lived side by side since the inception of this country. Yeah. There is nothing new under the sun. And yet we're the ones with the long memories. And all of a sudden they got amnesia. It doesn't make any sense.
Willful ignorance.
Be accountable for slavery. Well, we can when you still benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
We can when you get married at a former plantation.
Good God.
Ugh. Burn it all.
Yeah, you're out there dancing with the
you
ghosts
even
of
think
my
about gonna
ancestors.
fail if you get
Fuck
married
outta
at a
here.
plantation. Just
Fuck outta
throw it
here.
away. Just
Burn.
throw it away.
I have to tell you about the time I worked with a gal and she was planning her wedding, and one of the venues she wanted to look at was a former plantation down here. I'm like, sister, I don't know. We were desk mates. We had gotten really close. Like, I don't know about that, babe. She was like, I don't know about that either. And she was telling me why. She was like, it's very much, it still has little slave houses on the grounds and everything. And so she and I went to a work event there. Just to it was a work event that we had to show our faces. This is the one I was in PR. But I was like, I am mad uncomfortable. It's like all this food and free booze and like a couple of black people here, and I'm one of them. I'm like, this is an old goddamn plantation. I'm ready to go. She's like, I'm ready to go too. So, she was riding with me. She was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to have my wedding there. The motherfucker felt haunted. I was like, yeah.
But the fact that she had that
I felt like I saw the image of strange fruit swinging from trees. It kind of freaked me out.
It's the fact that, they don't realize this stuff until somebody black points it out to them. Like, oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to read. Nobody wants to
go. What's funny is that she asked me because one of our bosses who has like one black friend said, I wouldn't want to invite my black friends to my wedding if it was at a plantation. She was kind of woke. She had a point. And so my office mate came and asked me about it. I'm like, well, yeah, I know you're going to invite me. I'm not going to come if it's at a plantation.
Right.
Love you to death.
People have fought and died for me to just toss away my choice and my right to say no to going to your place.
I'm not. No.
First of all,
I'm gonna say no when I speak to you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't tell me where you registered because I'm gonna ask you.
I'm gonna tell you.
She did. I'm really proud. The wedding she did have like at a little garden, like old historical library here downtown. It was lovely. So I had a good time. They had the university's mascot come and party. You can rent them out. It was very cute. I'll show you guys pictures. But yeah. So we're just gonna let them cook unseasoned until they just boil over.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, because I'm having fun watching them crash out and doing nothing. I love just doing nothing and watching them self-implode. Like, to me, I think it's hilarious. The same ancestors that stole this country are the ones that are literally ruining it. They're rotting it from the inside out. So y'all keep
they've been ruining it since Plymouth Rock. Oh, yeah, Plymouth Rock, but Jamestown, shit. You got to think about the first colony here. It failed with under a year. They didn't have any choice, but the next time they tried, they had to bring guns and disease and a war mentality.
Their bullshit is as
religious
as their overlord.
Prisoners. You know what I mean? Like religious, refugees is what they tried to pin themselves as. A fucking joke. They're from the minute they mapped out the coastline, they've been a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Fuck America's Vespucci.
And if they understood that, if they had some cultural competency, if they paid attention to history, they would, maybe we would be in a better place now. But because
they have been paying attention, they don't want to, because that means everyone else would also advance. Everyone else would actually advance, and they can't have that. They need to have it, even if it's fake by design. They need to have some symbolism of them being higher than everyone else. Citizen high to citizen low. That's what's terrible about all this. We could have been advanced as a country.
Yeah, we don't have universal health care. We don't have this. We don't have that, all because of racism.
Well, the consequences.
The list of countries that have universal health care and quote unquote the U.S. the greatest country, gag. The fact that we call ourselves the greatest and we don't even have universal health care. We don't even know if we call ourselves the greatest anymore. How dare you fix your mouth to say that we are the best at anything? The only thing we're the best at is racism, incarceration, and fast food. That's probably
we're getting bad at the fast food.
Yeah. That's literally it.
And then they
Chipotle sales are tanking because we can't afford it.
And that's the only time they pay attention to Black people is when we're winning, the Olympics. We're producing these great works of art. They and then they say, "Oh, this is an American." That's the only time we get to be an American is when we're doing something
don't
that they deem worthy. No, because then if you're an athlete, they're going to say, "Shut up and shoot."
Yeah.
If you're a singer, they're going to be like, "Oh, this woke nonsense."
Why are you bringing race into my book? Why is your only Black character walking around with a bucket of chicken talking about where the white women at?
Right.
Why you got to do all that?
And if you do include a Black person in a book or a piece of artwork, somebody's gonna say, why are they Black? It doesn't make sense. Excuse me? Like I didn't understand. I didn't think that being Black was a plot device.
It is for some, and they get very good money at it.
We were just talking about this too.
Yeah, that's a TED Talk for me right there.
About Black people, their portrayals in those books, the way when it's written by a white person.
Let me do a couple of breathing exercises real quick.
Woo-saw.
Just all this shit clear out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to activate this.
No, you're. It's not your fault. Again, okay. I feel a little better now.
Yeah.
Let it go.
The slide whistle will do that.
But it's all connected.
It is.
Yes, it is all
to the great circle of white patriarchy.
And I've been seeing a lot of
supremacy.
I've been seeing a lot of discourse about people not reading diversely, and this is what you get when you don't diversify what you're reading, because you fall for the okie doke. You look at Taylor Swift and think she's she's Shakespeare, even though Shakespeare probably didn't write, but you look like Taylor Swift does not know Octavia Butler. Taylor Swift does not know Zora Neale Hurston. She's not no Langston Hughes. Black people have been there and done that. We have excelled. They I'm like I'm getting on my soapbox, but they didn't want us to learn how to read or write in English. And we're out here writing some of the best poetry the world has ever seen. And Taylor Swift is the greatest songwriter of all time. Please.
Get all the way behind me, Satan. All the way behind me.
Yeah, Prince was like a word, goddammit. Spinning in his purple coffin right now.
Like calling her greatest anything when D'Angelo just left this earth is just it's a slap in the face.
She's not even the greatest white woman I know.
That should have been the title of that album, The Greatest Scammer.
No,
the greatest lie ever told.
The greatest scammer is Joanne the Scammer. That's the greatest scammer. You can't even have that.
All the Caucasians to the back.
Infantilizing Dreams should have been the title of that album. Only in her dreams is she a great songwriter. Only in her dreams can she compete with Beyonce. Like,
the gong sound. You gotta play the gong sound. Any parting thoughts?
I want you to
away from this.
Well, I just was gonna say I want you to tell Cersei it was me. So if anybody got a problem with anything I said about that blonde woman, talk to me directly. My name is Summer. Mention me in the comments.
Taylor Swift is not every woman, period.
No,
Whitney Houston was every woman except not every woman's on cocaine.
Hey,
listen.
Don't do Auntie Whitney like that.
Listen.
Look, everybody's got a cokehead cousin. Okay, she was just ours. On it. Also, when I grow up, can I look like Queen Latifah? I need to be tall and rich.
I want her hair.
The hair is late.
She has never had a bad hair day.
Aura.
Not a strand out of place.
Her aura is dope. She has a phenomenal aura. Like, people are just drawn to her.
She has a glow. It's crazy. She has this crazy glow around her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, parting thoughts. Doc, do you have a wrap to this sermon?
No. I think that if you think that Taylor Swift is every woman or is the epitome of music, you should listen to other music.
Yay.
And I don't mean that in like a slick, sly way. I mean that in a genuine way, like branch out.
Yes.
Listen to other
Diversify
people.
your bookshelves. If
I'm
you
not
get
going to beg
one,
y'all to do it because I know you're not, but try.
Yeah.
And if you take issue with us critiquing Taylor Swift, you need to look inward.
y'all need to ponder and reflect on y'all's actions.
And if y'all think if we're being mean, I mean, it's in the title, so I don't know what you're here for. But also, anything that we say is not gonna hurt that woman. She gonna wake up and still be a billionaire the next day.
They'll have millions of stamp streams and all that shit.
So ask yourself, like I said earlier, before you get in the comments trying to talk all that hot shit, ask yourself, can you really compete with us? Because we will give it back in kind. But secondly, ask yourself why you're not taking care of your kids and you out here worried about defending a billionaire. She not paying you.
There's a lot of high ACT scores in this group. We don't fuck around.
Yeah, ask yourself why your baby outside without a coat on.
Yes.
That's what you do.
Oh, that baby head.
Why your baby ain't got no Vaseline on his face.
There you go. Them the real questions you need to ask yourself.
Ask yourself why that baby ain't got no lunch money.
Mm-hmm. But his face still covered in jam for some reason.
Ask your baby why they say it's 6'7".
Ask your baby why their favorite color is 5.
I told you it's 67 on the periodic table. It's hoe.
I keep seeing different things. I still haven't seen that answer. Because the more hoes should just say hoe at that rate. They should just say hoe.
That's just right off. That's it.
Little motherfuckers should be it. All right, thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our podcast on all the podcast places: Substack, Instagram, Blue Sky. Where else are we? Oh, Spotify. And we're gonna have another baller playlist. I'll put the playlist in the group chat so we can add to it. I've already got some banger little tracks on it so far. But for all of the hotties, I'm the Tizzle. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.